Hey heathens. I've got a lot of private messages and even now a video directed to me from agnostics wanting me to clear a few things up. So that's what I'm going to do here. I had done a video a while back and I had made a few comments, and most of this is in regard to the video that I was given, but there's a few things that were from the messages. But basically I said that agnostics should get off the fence and make a decision. I use several reasons to justify that and all that good fun stuff, but there's some people who I call them firm agnostics. You know, they're like, oh no, I'm an agnostic. I don't. They don't want to come off that, and that's fine. Whatever. I don't have a problem with agnostics. I don't even have a problem with deists. I think deists are at least reasonable. They tend to not be wrapped up in the supernatural outside of the idea of a god, but you know, whatever. They don't bother me any. It's these people who think that we have to appease this god in some way, shape, or form that tend to create the issues that I have. But anyhow, I really don't like getting involved in this part of the discussion because I think that agnostics and atheists should all be allies, as I mentioned in my anti-theist video, which is more properly now non-theist. I think is a better term, as discussed in the text comments there. Anyway, as I ramble on, I get this video, and this guy, I'm not sure exactly how his name's supposed to be pronounced, so I'm not going to butcher it. But basically, he wanted to know a few things, and the first one was about the definition of atheism versus agnosticism, and what is really the difference. He mentioned the idea that atheism is, this certainty that there is no God. No, it's a conclusion. The same way that I've come to the conclusion that when I get up in the morning, the sun will be out. Might not, but it's not a certainty. It's not that it has to be. But I have no reason to doubt it. The same way I have no reason to believe in any God. I have absolutely no reason to believe in a God. There's everything that I can see that anyone would suggest is any proof of God has been destroyed with every other logical and scientific argument that is out there. There's nothing left to really argue on the case. So since there's no solid reason for me to believe in a God, I don't. That's the definition of an atheist. You do not believe in any God. It's not about certainty. It's not about saying that there is absolutely 100% no doubt about it, there is no God. It's just simply that you don't believe. You, sir, as an agnostic, do not believe in God. Correct? You, sir, are an atheist. Agnostic atheist, that's fine. I don't care if you want to label yourself as that, but you're still an atheist. Theist means you believe in, a deity. More specifically, you believe in a deity that would, answer prayers, reward you in heaven and hell. Those sorts of things. But it doesn't matter. Whatever you believe in God. A meaning without. Atheist, you do not believe in such a God. So I even think, again, if you want to really break down the technicality of the definition, deists are not theists, and so therefore an atheist is also a deist. But, whatever. So, as an agnostic, even if you say, well, I'm not sure, I'm trying to figure it out. Well, while you're figuring it out, you don't believe, because you have not made that positive claim. So if you haven't made the positive claim, even if you're neutral, you're still an atheist because you're not a theist. So the definition, like I said, is that's where the line gets drawn. Either you believe or you don't. Even if you're not sure, you don't believe, but maybe you leave the door open. Any atheist who is intellectually honest will admit that you can't disprove God from its generic sense. But you can disprove a specific God. As soon as someone makes a positive claim about that God, you can say, well, here's proof that that doesn't happen. So you can disprove that. But you can't disprove this generic God. But you don't have to until it has been proven. And since it hasn't, I'm an atheist. I see no reason to waste my time on the issue anymore. I get a lot of slack from flack, I should say, from agnostics, saying, well, why do you say that we should choose one? Why should we have to get off the fence? I'm perfectly happy being on my fence. Well, it's fine. Stay on your fence. I don't care if you get off the fence. I just think you're not being very fair to yourself if you're not going to address the issue and come to a conclusion. Are you going to, if you're getting dressed in the morning and you're staring at the red shirt and the blue shirt and you don't know which one you should wear, are you just going to continue the rest of your day staring at the two shirts, or are you going to make a decision? Maybe you should have wore the blue shirt, but you wore the red one. Well, at least make a decision. You already don't believe, so there's no reason to stay on the fence. Just say, okay, I don't believe in God, and as I add on, but I reserve the right to change my mind if any solid evidence comes about. You bring up that it's an unknowable thing. I wouldn't call it unknowable. It's knowable if it's true that there is a God. It's not knowable that there isn't. Same way that, as I pointed out before, that there's no way to know that there aren't, invisible leprechauns dancing on my head. There's just no way to know that, because something like that can't be measured. However, I have no reason to believe that the dancing leprechauns exist, so I don't. I don't waste my time being agnostic about leprechauns or Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster or, pixies or fairies or the celestial teapot or whatever else. There's no reason for me to be agnostic about any of those things. Okay, and finally there's this issue of arrogance. Is it arrogant to say that there is no God? Go back to the same thing. Is it arrogant to say that there are no pixies? Is it arrogant to say that there are no fairies? Is it arrogant to say that there is no leprechauns? Whatever. No, it's not. It's not about arrogance to say that there isn't. Give me a reason to believe that there is. There's no arrogance. There's just simply a void of reasons to actually take it seriously and truly consider it as a possibility. Now, is it possible? Well, sure, monkeys could possibly fly out of my butt, but it's not plausible. It's not probable. And everything that we've seen so far has indicated that it's not probable, it's not really plausible that a God would exist as far as I'm concerned. So I take the position of atheist, and I say that I do not believe in any God. There's nothing arrogant about that. And remember, I reserve my right to change my mind should better evidence come about. I hope that clears it up for you and all the rest of you agnostics out there who have issues with some of the things I've said about agnosticism. Again, not really trying to stir that pot, but don't take my word for it. Think for yourself.